Hi everyone. On today's episode, I'm going to show how we make our Brunswick stew. Now you can, tonight, I'm going to use pork in mine. The other night we grilled out a big pork loin and we even put barbecue sauce on it, and we had about half of it left over. So my husband cut it up real small and we just put it in the food processor and ground it up. Because the Brunswick stew I like, everything's, ground up real small. But you don't have to do that. You can shred it up. But you don't have to use pork. You can use chicken breast. So if you're going to use chicken breast, use about, 3 cups. But we're using, tonight we're using the pork loin that we had. To start our Brunswick stew, I'm going to use about 3 cups. And this is our chopped pork loin that we barbecued out the other night. And it did have some barbecue sauce on it. And I just put it in the food processor and blend it up real small. So I'm putting about 3 cups of that in my pan. And then 2 cans, and the cans are 14.75 ounces of cream style corn. You can either use 2 cans of the crushed tomatoes or one 28-ounce can. And then I took a large potato and diced it up real small. I just cut it in julienne strips first and then diced it up. So that's about one large potato. And then we have 1 can of chicken broth. We have 1/4 of a cup of butter, and that's 4 tablespoons. So 4 tablespoons of butter. Then I'm adding 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. I can't say that right. And then in my other bowl, I have 1 tablespoon of just white vinegar and 2 tablespoons of the Carolina style barbecue sauce. It's tangy, sweet, and spicy with a snap of mustard. You don't have to add that though. But that's the kind of barbecue sauce I'm adding. Then I have 2 teaspoons of the ground mustard. Be careful not to breathe that in, it's strong. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. Not a half. Yeah, half teaspoon of kosher salt. And a 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. And the phone rings. And then I'm adding a 12-ounce bottle of chili sauce. I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat on medium high. Gonna stir this all up. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to turn the heat down and let it simmer for about an hour. And then we'll be back to show what it looks like. This is our Brunswick stew, about halfway through the cooking time. I did uncover it. I have it on medium heat. And you do want to keep stirring this because it does have a tendency to stick. But we've tried a taste test of it, and it is very good. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our leftover pork loin. And like I say, we just put it in the food processor. Chopped it up real small, but you can shred it. I don't know.
Why is it so bright?
But you can shred it up. Is that That light was shining too bright. But I'm going to pour it in a pan. And then I'm going to pour, and it can be any type of barbecue sauce that you want. But this is the Carolina style, tangy, sweet, and spicy with a snap of mustard. And that's what I put in our stew. But I'm probably going to use the rest of this bottle. The meat you have in here, to how much sauce you'll need. But that's about all I can get out. So I'm going to put a little bit of white vinegar down in here and swish it around and finish using that up. Put about a tablespoon. And then we'll just heat this up and let it heat up over medium heat, stirring it almost constantly. But we're going to have this, and I like French fries with my Brunswick stew. But we're going to have this Brunswick stew and French fries, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Remember, you want to keep stirring your Brunswick stew. Halfway through the cooking of my Brunswick stew, when I was cleaning up my kitchen, I noticed that I left out an ingredient. And that was a half a cup of finely chopped onion. So I went ahead and chopped it up and added it and let it finish cooking. And mine cooked around 55 minutes. You can tell it'll start thickening up, and because you don't want your stew to be watery. This is what it looks like when it's all done. Like I say, I forgot to add my onion, but I did add it halfway through the cooking time. And you do want to keep stirring it, because it will have a tendency to stick because of the creamed corn and all. And you can use chicken if you don't want to use pork. But that's what we had left over, so that's what I decided to use. And you don't have to add the potato, but as you've probably guessed, I love potatoes. And the barbecue place that we eat at does have potatoes in their stew. And this is what our barbecue sandwich looks like. Right here. So it's going to be that type of barbecue sauce is real good. It's not real strong with it and everything. So I will try a taste of the stew. This is real good. It's pretty close to the stew that I like at the barbecue place that we have down here. This is real good. And I like to eat mine with French fries. Not too healthy, but it's alright. And then we have our barbecue sandwich. So I hope you enjoy.